everybody? So it's time for another top 10 video. This will be my top movies 2022. This is like the biggest one I think that everyone wants to know. Like, what was your 10 favorite movies this year? So that's what this is gonna be. And this is pretty hard this year because there's actually a lot more really good movies than I thought when I was doing this list. I was like, oh man. Different from other years, there's only one MCU movie in here. I guess we'll go ahead and start it off with number 10, which would be Bullet Train. And this movie was so fun, and that's why. It was mainly just like you're on the ride with him the whole time, and you're just spectating instead of like being involved. And it's got good action, good cast, good comedy. And I remember the special effects being pretty good, I felt like. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say. I mean, I guess there's kind of a mystery there on what's going on. I had a great time watching that movie, so it made my top 10. Number 9 would be Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. So I'm glad I waited to make this video, because everyone's like, it'll probably be top 10. And even after I watched it, I was like, I don't know, it might be. Started doing the list. I'm like, yeah, it is. And I think it's mainly because of the experience. Man, I don't remember laughing that hard in the theater in a while. There's just like a joke or two in particular that were just too good. You just had to laugh out loud very hard. And to experience that, and then to experience like the comeback of like I said before, I don't like the first Puss in Boots very much. So there's like that, because it's like I didn't have like super high hopes, but then like all the reviews did give me like hope. So just to experience that, and just kind of like the comeback of DreamWorks. I kind of feel like DreamWorks is on their way back. And there's even a little tease at the end of the movie towards something else that I won't mention because I don't want to. Number 8. This one's gonna be controversial because I'm sure this is like in everyone's top 3, but it's gonna be in my top 8 because I really enjoyed it. I guess I'll go ahead and do it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I really did enjoy it. It was really fun. I think it's blown out of proportion though. Like, I get it. It's like a multiverse movie about normal people, which is very interesting because it's like, when you think multiverse, you think of like heroes or something. So it's different. And I know it's the emotion and like the story that grabs most people. But like it, I don't remember like tearing up or anything in it when I watched it, which is weird because I do tear up quite often in movies, but like I don't know, like whatever it was that grabbed like everybody for some reason didn't like grab me that much. Like I liked it. I bought it on 4K, you know, and I think it was very well made, and I think it's like A24's biggest movie of all time. And I think it made a lot of money. But like, I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't higher on the list for me. But I'm glad everyone really did enjoy it. And like I said, I enjoyed it. It made my top 10. Number 7 is Nope. Dude, I love this movie. This was such a fun time. It's like trying to get that perfect shot of a UFO. And just like all the crazy stuff that's happening. Very well acted, very well directed. It's an eerie movie. Like you're on the edge of your seat in like a weird way. I don't really know how to explain that, but like Jordan Peele knows what he's doing, and the cast was great. Like the main actor, it's like Daniel. I just butcher his last name, but that actor, he's so good. Something else I liked, I feel like they actually got real horses in that movie. Like, to me, if a movie can get a real animal nowadays, you give that movie its flowers, because they just want to CGI everything nowadays. Number 6. This is the only streaming movie on my list, and I don't think streaming movies typically make it on my list, so this is a movie that should have hit theaters because it was such a great time. Was the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. Oh my gosh, dude. I loved this movie. I think I've already seen it 2 or 3 times. It's just like Andy Samberg, John Mulaney, J.K. Simmons, Seth Rogen. There's tons of people in it. If you have not seen it and you have not been spoiled, watch it right now because there's so much in there. And that's the impressive thing, is how much they did and got away with. It was wild. And you got this mix of like animation and live action, or animation and CG, and it just looks cool. It feels cool. It's nostalgic. It's funny, and it's what you need if you're into that type of stuff. So now we're on to the top 5. This is also probably pretty controversial. This is something people are gonna be like, that needs to be number 1. Don't you know how much money it made and all this, and how long it took them to do it, and this. Top Gun Maverick. Okay, it was a great movie. I saw it twice in theaters. The soundtrack's good. The Lady Gaga song, the One Republic song, just about everything about it has blown up, you know? And I didn't even like the first Top Gun that much. So number 4. I lied. This is another straight to streaming movie. Emancipation. This movie was wild. This is edge of your seat right here. Some may know Will Smith is like my favorite actor. I mean, he had his incident, and this is kind of his comeback movie. And dude, if you have not seen Emancipation, you should go watch it. You will be on the edge of your seat. You will cry. You will cheer. It is so good. One thing I mentioned in my movie review, which I'm gonna go ahead and mention on here, is one of my favorite aspects of it is that they don't dog on Christianity, because the main character who he plays is a Christian who's being hunted, like literally. And it's not for being Christians, for, you know, slavery reasons, but every time he overcomes being caught, he like stops and prays, or like gives thanks. And it's like, it's not that hard. I mean, we live in a day and age now where like everything is everything is okay no matter what you're doing, except for when you love Jesus, apparently. So like in today's media, like Christians are just seen as like horrible people. So for there to be a movie that doesn't just totally like trash it, I was like, this is great. Now we're on the top 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Dude, these top 3 are just movies I just like, I loved the whole way through. Sonic 2, such a great time. You feel, it's a lot like the first one, but like more Sonic-ish stuff, because you get Tails, you got Knuckles, you got giant robots, you have so much. Jim Carrey brings his A game back to Eggman. Like, it was almost perfect to me. I just loved it. And you will cheer in this one too, because it was like an exciting enough to where you're like clapping and like, oh, like you do in like big Marvel movies, you know? Like, I thought it was. Number 2. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. This movie was great. And like I was saying, all the other MC movies this year, I didn't necessarily really like Thor and Doctor Strange. So when this came out, it was such a relief. It was like, finally. Like a Marvel movie I can say I loved this year. And it had so much to do with like explaining what happened to T'Challa with the loss of Chadwick Boseman, to having to find a new Black Panther. But it's like, but also what's the villain here? You got Namor. And it just felt so big when you watch it. And I really enjoyed that. And the special effects are pretty dang good. There's like, every once in a while, like, it'll be like, that didn't look great. And I think Angela Bassett won a Golden Globe like 2 nights ago for it, and she deserves it. You ought to see her in this movie if you don't think so. So that brings us to our number 1, which I'm sure everybody already knew or could guess, but it is The Batman. I absolutely loved this movie. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and I've either seen it once, I know I've seen it at least once, but I might have already seen it twice on Blu-ray. It's a lot of times, y'all. It's by far my favorite Batman movie. I don't know if Robert Pattinson is my favorite Batman, but it is my favorite Batman movie. Robert Pattinson blew me away as Batman. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon is awesome. Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman, awesome. Colin Farrell's Penguin is awesome. Like, and the whole tone, like, you feel like you're in Gotham the whole time. Like, I don't know how to, like, explain that. The first monologue where Batman's talking about him being in the shadows, people being scared of him, you feel it, which is really weird. It's like, because you know Batman's the good guy. It's like a detective movie, and it's really fun to leave yours in the comment section below, because I like reading those. And I made a list of all the movies I watched, so if there's a movie that you just want to know, hey, where'd that land on your list, you can comment and ask me, and if I watched it, it'll be on my list and I can tell you. So thank you for watching. Like I said, I got top 10 TV shows, I got top 10 albums. That might be it this year, but I got more top 10s coming. So thank you for checking it out. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.